I'm delighted to open this session and of course welcome you at the second strategic roundtable organized by the Oil and Gas here in the Ministry of Oil and Gas. I would like to extend our special thanks to our sponsors for the roundtable: BP, Special Technical Services, CC Energy Development and Gulf Energy as well. Thank you very much for being here today.
Today's discussion is pretty much on the role of technology and how we can maximize on the best practices shared by us and from abroad. If we look at the projects coming forth on the funnel, a lot of it will be dependent on technology being cracked. There is nothing that I can think of that exists outside we have not tried and implemented in Oman.
The hydrophilic monitoring and tight gas accumulations, corrosion-resistant alloys, cladded pipes, special valves, special welding techniques.
Oman needs to have that brand Oman, and with steam. We have the tight gas, we have a sour gas, we have GOGD, we have a SWIP.
Of course, operators are open here in Oman, but I would like to formalize it and make it even more open. So having something like the Canadian system, whereby data becomes actually available to all the operators in the country, be it seismic, be it wells, be it logs, be it whatever. It's not easy, I understand. Operators are paying a lot of money to get this data. But in the end, you know, MOG and the government should optimize on this the costs of in fact being spent on acquiring such data.
What is the best way to ensure that technology and industry best practices are transferred quickly and efficiently through Khazan and other projects?
We use expertise and technology from there to transfer it to Oman within BP, and then hopefully we can then transfer that to our contractors, our partners. And again, I'm open to learning as well from other operators here in Oman and the government. It's a win for the operator, to win for the supply chain, and it's a win for Oman. The trick for me is how do we do it in a sustainable way.
We are facing three types of international suppliers' attitude. There are three attitudes. There is the guy who is not interested or moving forward. He still wants to sell his product and from where he is. There's the guy who understands what ICV is and the opportunity it creates in Oman and in the region, but he doesn't want to disclose what he knows most. But you have the dynamic, proactive technology holder who is coming to Oman, and they are coming where they come and genuinely they believe with a local partner and move forward locally.
Eventually there's going to be a lot more exchange of information and technology between the local and the international, because as they become partners, services and more equipment is going to be available to the operators, particularly us, which is a small company and we cannot afford to have a lot of stocks. And then when we want to do something, we have to go and get it from the outside and bring it in. So I think it's to the bench. It's a great thing. It's commendable.
Public procurement. Now in Oman we keep talking about public procurement to support these companies. As a matter of fact, now it became a mandate on nations to allocate public procurement to support companies and let them grow and flourish, and then they become an important component of the national economy. We don't talk about that.
We have to support the local companies in procurement, but are we supporting the local economy in Oman, or the traders in Dubai, or the manufacturers in China?
You know, as a predominant oil and gas business industry sector, the economic engine for the country, our industry is uniquely positioned to really make a difference on this front, and I think the ICV program is step changing our ability to address a number of challenges.
At all times we need to hold local companies at international standard, and we work with them to get to that level. And I know there will be a time where there is tension. I have business to run and I have targets to meet, and at the same time you are standing on my way to achieving that. How do we marry all of these things and make sure that my targets are not impacted, my business is still met, yet at the same time I'm helping locals to grow. The other challenge is there are way too many so-called local companies pretending that they can provide the service. We need to be tough enough to say, on this particular area, I think we have enough local suppliers. I don't need more. You wanna provide it, you're on your own.
Development people are ready. Any hydromechanical tool can be made in Oman, and it's not a big deal. As a matter of fact, we are planning to just commoditize them and just push them in the market. That's how we're going to drop our drilling costs. You have to be motivated and you have to champion it yourself.
There are big companies which they just export manpower, resources. You have companies like consultancy companies, advisory, and they have over 20,000 employees, and they are globally. So it is not the technology and the material and the manufacturing, it's also the human element of it. It should not be forgotten.
At some point in time, we need to stop praising each other. I don't want us to walk out of here saying we're really good with technology transfer, because we're not. And we're really good with ICV, because we are not. And we are good with developing local companies, because we are not. The few that survived, they really struggled. They struggled a lot. And I think we need to understand from their struggle what else can we do to ease the pain, but while at the same time create global companies.
I sometimes feel it's easier to engage with people outside your boundaries than inside our boundaries. And it's interesting that we have this strategic roundtable raised by Torgi to get us together. And I feel that we need to spend actually a lot more time together to address some of the challenges that were rightly mentioned this morning in terms of gaps, in terms of shortfalls, in terms of opportunities. Because it's amazing how much we can do together.